All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming to you in the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot, humid state of Texas, guys. It's so hot and humid, I can't even get my words out. But y'all know what it's like. If you ever been down here to the dirty, you know. Wardrobe, ooh, man, picking your wardrobe is a challenge. It is literally crazy hot during the daytime, mostly hot during the nighttime. You might get about 10-15 minutes of a relief, just enough for you to change clothes again and start the cycle all over again. So, you know, I'm just telling y'all, if y'all coming down here to Texas, man, come correct, because you will need you will need all the help you can get when it comes to wardrobe down here in the state of Texas, man, because I'm telling you, it is crazy hot down here. All right, guys. It is Tuesday night, so, you know, it's going to be kind of casual on Tuesday night. We're just going to get right into it. We got a lot of items to talk about. Of course, you guys know I've been trying my best to help out my fellow fathers out there with Father's Day coming up. I'm trying to put that tech out there into the universe so that your significant others, your kids, your friends, your family will be looking for cool Father's Day gifts. No socks, ties, underwear, none of that jazz. We want some high quality stuff. Y'all know how we do. All right, I see we're getting a few people popping in already. I can see Hope is over there on YouTube saying hello to everyone. All right, Hope, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if you Hope, if you got a man in your life, whether it's a father, a brother, uncle, a nephew, whatever, they don't need no socks. They don't need no underwear, okay? They need some tech. They need some cool stuff, just like the cool stuff you most likely got for Mother's Day as well. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about no half-baked, you know, cakes and oddly shaped cookies and all that kind of stuff. Come correct. That's all I'm saying. Come correct, y'all, because, you know, fathers need love too. Fathers matter too. Y'all know what I'm saying? Okay, now that I'm over my little rant. All right. So in tonight's stream, we're going to take a look at some tech that I do recommend for Father's Day. First item in the carousel, guys, is from Xtool. It's the Xtool M1 Ultra. All right, let me see if I can just switch over to this main camera and show it to you guys real easy here. Whoops, going the wrong way, Rome. Let's go back the other way. Nope, that's not helping either, so I'm going to have to grab my other camera to show you. Actually, you know what? Let me update this camera so I can show you guys this desk with having to jump all over the place to do it. So let me do that. Let me switch this real quick. And let's go to this angle here. And then we're going to move this camera over. And we're going to move it over a little bit more. We're going to bring it down. There we go. Let's bring it over a little bit more. And there is the lovely M1 Ultra. Let me go ahead and save that so that we can keep that as a preset. All right, so that's good. We got it right now. All right, guys, so this is the M1 Ultra that I'm referring to right here. This is a 4-in-1 laser. It has this built-in cover that also doubles as your screen protector for your eye protection. Mine did come with a 10-watt laser. It has a cutting module here. It also comes with a print module. So if you want to be able to print some things, you'll be able to print with this as well. And that's great for certain substrates where you want to print on them before, laser engraving and cutting them. It also comes with a pen module as well, and that's going to be, great if you want to draw some things. And it does come with a set of pens. So pretty much everything you need, guys, in this one unit. It vents out the back. This is going to work with the Xtool software. It'll also work with your smartphone. So many different applications you can use to drive this guy. So it just depends on what you're, comfortable with. But this laser right here, I have used for a variety of different projects, and a lot of those projects you guys have seen me do here. Talk about these every single night. like some of these cool acrylic things that you see here. This is 3mm black acrylic. You can pick different color acrylics. You know, you don't have to go with black. You can also work with wood. Yes, you can do some engraving and cutting and all that stuff with wood as well. So again, this is going to be an amazing little laser for a lot of people, especially them dads out there. Y'all know what I'm saying. Them dads out there. So show them some love, y'all. Show them some love. Take a look at the X-Tool M1 Ultra 4-in-1 crafting machine. It is currently $1799.99. I do believe there's a coupon related to it. Hold on, let me check real quick and see if there's a discount on this guy. Richard's not here yet, and Richard is my man that's usually right on top of all the discounts and everything. He'll be able to grab those pretty quick and throw them into the carousel. I mean, into the chat. But no, I don't see an actual coupon on this guy right now, but that's okay. That's still a great price for what you're going to get, guys. You know, from what I can tell, I'm just pressing this button here, trying to figure out why the camera's not switching. And I just realized I switched the camera over to that from the camera itself. So see, that's that, man. Okay, check it out. Oh, how can I put this to you guys? I know some of you guys out there are interested in live streaming, gaming, all of that kind of cool jazz, right? There are so many steps that you can take to become proficient at what you want to do. And I have some tech also in the carousel tonight. It's going to be ideal for my content creators out there, my live streamers, my gamers, my DIYers, whatever it is. If you got something cool going on in your world, if you have done something nice or interesting in your life, I'm telling you guys, people want to hear about it. So tell your story. Tell your story. And I'm telling you, I got a ton of stories. Now, all of them, I'm going to tell y'all right now, all of them are not Amazon, YouTube, you know. There are not things that I could talk about on Amazon and YouTube, but you know, maybe we'll do a separate stream at some point and I can tell y'all some crazy stories and things that I got into, you know, when I was in the limousine business, when I was, you know, in law enforcement, when I was working as a hairstylist. Yes, I've done it all. I've done it all. So, and that's just naming a few things. Don't get me started going down the list. Okay. Now, most of you guys know me as a photographer, cinematographer, live streamer, content creator, and your tech guy next door that you can always come to with your techie questions, and I'll do my best to answer them right here live, as well as reaching out to me on the other social medias. Feel free, guys. Do not be shy. If you have a question, drop that question, shoot it off to me, and I will do my best to answer it. All right, let me see what Hope is saying over here. How about some marbles for Father's Day? What? I know where to get some real pretty ones if anyone is interested. Hope, are you trying to say that, you know, certain people may have lost their marbles? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're trying to imply, Hope? That somehow someone that could be possibly me or others have lost their marbles? Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you're trying to say, Hope. I think that's what you're trying to say. So, I'm going to go ahead and just throw your comment up here on the screen so everybody can see what Hope just said about marbles, okay? No, Hope, marbles are not on the menu, okay? They're not on the menu. Think a little bit bigger. Think bigger. And I'm not talking bigger marbles, okay? I'm not talking about some bigger marbles. Anyway, I see Hope's got jokes tonight, y'all. Hope's got jokes. That's all right. Well, it's possible. Okay. See, Hope got jokes tonight, y'all. Hope got jokes. That's all right. That's okay. Y'all can't see what she's saying, but that's why I'm going to put the comments right here on the screen so you guys see them down here in the doobly-doo, because I'm watching what she's saying over there on YouTube. I got my eye on you, Hope. I'm watching you, okay? Okay. Remember, if you start that drama, it's going to be some drama. Beach balls. What? Beach balls? Do you have any idea what holiday we're talking about? Huh? We talking about Father's Day, Hope. Father's Day. Father's Day. Okay? All right, I digress. I digress. Let's just move on. Let's move on. Okay? Okay? Because I know she gonna have some other weird suggestions. I'm just gonna let them keep popping up down here in the doobly doo so y'all can see it, so y'all don't know I'm not making this stuff up, okay? But anyway, let's pop over to our next product in the carousel, guys, which is going to be this little laser right here. Now, this I believe would make an excellent Father's Day gift. Above marbles and beach balls or whatever else craziness that Hope was coming up with. I think this little mini laser would be an excellent item for someone to take a look at, guys. Now, I just noticed looking down in the carousel, it does not have a price right now, and I guess somehow I missed that before going live. So I guess we're going to be skipping over this tonight, but I'm pretty sure they'll have more of these back in stock pretty soon. So we'll come back to those at a later date. But if you guys have any questions about this laser, feel free to drop it down in the comments and I will do my best to answer it. All right, so I am currently charging my gimbal right here and my little drone. Everything's being charged right here off of this portable battery. But I want to show you guys some cool batteries that I do use a lot on a regular basis. Now, they are back here on this side of the room. Let me turn this camera around and let's tilt that up so you guys can see the back of this room here. All right, so let's switch back over here real quick. All right, what I do with my lightsaber? Oh, there it is. All right, so wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Because, you know, if I'm going to do it, I got to do it the right way. Okay? I got to do it the right way. All right. You already know. You already know. You already know. All right, let's get back over here. All right, guys. So we have two batteries back here. Both of these are from Blue Yeti, as you guys can see. Now, they have some great pricings on these guys. Right now, the Blue Yeti AC2A, which is this unit right here, is only $138.99. So we're just going to say $139. 37% of these have been claimed, guys. So they're on special right now for the next 2 hours and 10 minutes. If you guys want to check out this 300 watt battery that you guys see right here. Now, directly below that one is another Blue Yeti battery that I've had for quite a few years. And that one right here that you guys can see is the EB3A. It's $179. This is a 268 watt hour battery. It has AC. Both of these batteries have AC and DC power delivery, but the one here at the bottom also has an integrated camping light. It also has a Qi charger. They both have a handle, but the one at the bottom has like a collapsible handle, which is just, you know, really nice for it to be flat. This handle on top is not bad as well. So either of these are going to be excellent batteries for you guys to take out with you on location. Take camping. Maybe you're going to get all of your beach balls together. You're going to get all of your beach balls together and take them to the beach, and you need some battery power to charge up your phones or whatever it is you're going to be doing on the beach with Hope and her marbles and her beach balls. And, you know, maybe you're going to take a battery out with that as well. So 2 optional batteries for you guys to take a look at. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever about those batteries, feel free to drop them down in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Even you, Hope, I will answer your questions as well. All right, so let me turn off my lightsaber. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. So the lightsaber has become my pointer for tonight. So that's what I'm going to be using. All right. So what do we have next in the carousel? Let's take a look at it. We have some live streaming gear. So I know we got some funny uncles out there, some funny dads, some funny grandpas. We got some with amazing life stories. And I'm telling you guys, by helping them create those life stories, to record them, to stream them, to document them, you know, you guys are going to be so proud of what you did in the future when they may not be around anymore, and you'll be able to look back at all of those amazing stories that used to be told at Christmas and told at New Year's and told at birthday parties and all of that kind of stuff, and you were able to help capture those high quality videos and give them something to do. I know, that's what I'm telling the people. My lightsaber talking to y'all. But anyway, yes, it has a personality of its own, like most things do in this studio. So, you know, don't be surprised. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys a really cool little camera from our friends over at Ozbot. This is the Ozbot Tail 2. This is a PTZ-R camera, which is this guy right here. Let me grab it. Now, yes, Ozbot did send this camera out to me to review, but you guys know I talk about a lot of tech. Now, this one is a little bit more on the pricier side, but again, this is one of those scenarios where you get what you pay for. This is a very high quality camera, guys. I would put this on the level of some of my more professional photography cameras. Now, would I use this instead of this if I was doing portraits or weddings or something? No. But could I combine this into a wedding production? Easily. I could bring this into a wedding production and record video. I could, you know, record a whole bunch of different things with this. Yes, you can take still images with this, you know, depending on how you're capturing everything. But, you know, you have a lot of flexibility when it comes to one of these cameras, guys. I see Richard's in the house. Yeah! Welcome, Richard. Welcome to the stream. Richard says, did I hear Rome is losing his marbles? They are going... Okay. It's going to be like that. We're going to start the night off like that, Richard, right? We're going to start the night off like that?
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Yes. Joanna is in the house. Welcome, Joanna. Yeah! I might have some backup in the chat. After all, Joanna is here in the house. Be right back. What's up, Rome? How you gonna say be right back and what's up in the same sentence, Richard? That makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, none. Okay. So if you want to talk about some people with some marble issues, maybe it's you, sir, that you need to address, okay? I said Richard. All right, anyway, let's get to this camera, guys. Take this thing down to the desktop, take a closer look at it. All right, so this is the Ozbot Tail 2. This is a PTZ-R camera. It has a number of different ways that you can connect to this camera. So you have your line in, your mic in, you have your full-size HDMI right here. You also have your RS323s. Is that 323 or 22? What is that? I'm sorry, RS232. I always get that backwards for some reason. I feel like I'm dyslexic whenever I talk about this part right here. Anyway, that's for controlling this with a PTZ controller. You also have your SDI and you have your Ethernet with power, so you can get power over Ethernet to be able to control this as well and power it. And then these additional two USB-Cs that you guys see here. One is for UVC, connecting this, say for instance, to a computer or a tablet or something. And then you also have your power here as well. And you can also plug in a micro SD card to charge. It's got nice venting all around. It has a 1/4-20 underneath if you want to mount this onto a tripod or something like that. It is a PTZ camera, so it can pan, tilt, and zoom. You can control this guy with the remote. It actually comes in some of the bundles with the remote. How did Richard just get censored? I just looked down at the chat and I saw Richard had been censored. It wasn't me, bro. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, this remote right here comes with the bundle. Okay. Comes with the bundle. Oops. They iced you. Anyway, this remote comes with the bundle. Now, with this remote, guys, you can control up to 3 different of the Osbot cameras. You can have 3 separate presets for the cameras. Let me go ahead and power this guy on. And yes, Richard, I did remind myself to charge this as well as turn it off when I used it last. But anyway, you guys can see number 3 camera is on right now, and this is the designated number 3 camera. So that means I can now use human tracking, pet tracking. I could use the laser pointer. If I was doing like a webinar or something like that, that'd be good for like a whiteboard. You have your photo button, you have record button here, power button, so I can actually turn the camera off from this button right here. You have a scene switching button right here. So if I have this connected to something like the Osbot Talent, I can switch scenes with this as well. Baby steps, good, bro. All right, so let me show you some of the cool things we can do with this. So I do have 3 presets already assigned to this camera. So if I press preset number 1, you guys can see the camera slightly moved. If I press it, preset number 2, it'll move into that designated position. Preset number 3, it will move into that designated position as well. And then, of course, you can always bring it back to its resting point or whatever the case it is. Now, you also have a joystick right here that you can use for controlling this camera, and that's going to be your pan, your tilt, and you also have zoom capabilities as well because you have a zoom rocker right here, and that allows you to zoom in and zoom out. You're not going to see that here on the video, but, you know, yes, when I zoom in and zoom out. Let me see if I can show you guys what that looks like when the lens... See if I can tilt this up so you guys can see that lens when I hit the zoom in and zoom out button. So if I zoom in, and you guys can see the physical lens is moving back and forth. So this is an optical zoom, not a digital zoom. So you are going to get a much better quality image from this camera, okay? So again, this is going to make an excellent Father's Day gift. Richard knows what I'm talking about. Cause already Hope came. Richard, I said, you know, we're looking for cool Father's Day gifts, and Hope said we should get some marbles, or you can get marbles for your father or uncle or whatever it is. Yes, a bag of marbles. You remember how you used to play marbles back in the day when we were kids? Yeah, I'm telling everybody our age, Richard. But anyway, you know, we used to play marbles back in the day. I guess Richard said Rome needs some marbles.
My Shaolin temple style defeats your monkey style.
You don't want this, bro. You don't want this. You don't want to play marbles with Rome, okay? Because I will take all your marbles, and go home with them, bro, okay? I'm just saying. You don't want the smoke. You don't want the smoke, Richard. Anyway... Back to the Osbot Tail 2. Excellent, amazing, powerful camera. A lot of features, guys. If you're creating content or you have someone in your life, and I cannot emphasize this enough, guys, we all have those dads, those uncles, those big brothers, you know, and what have you, that have world-class stories from things they have done, places they have visited, you know, and we want to be able to inspire them to record those stories, to, you know, to stream those stories, to share those stories with family, friends, and the world, okay? So yes, I get it. You know, some of these things that I talk about in my stream are a little bit more on the pricier side, but just like I said many times before, you get what you pay for, but don't feel out of it. I do have some budget items that we're going to talk about tonight as well, but feel free, guys, to drop your comments, ask any questions about this tech, any portion of it that you want. Let me show you guys. I have the remote here. I can even turn the camera off here from the remote, so I can just press this little button right here, and boom, baby, boom, just like that. It turned off the camera. I wish I could turn Richard off like that. Man, I'd be pushing that, man. You just... Nope, didn't work. Did not work. Nope. I tried. That's all I could do is try, you know. But anyway, I'm going to find another way to turn Richard off. I know there's got to be a switch somewhere. So we shall see how it goes. All right, so right now I'm just looking at the numbers right now. We are right close to 3K. We're getting close to 3K likes for the night. Okay, guys, don't be shy. Feel free to click on anything you see down in the carousel. Look for yourself. You know, Richard's going to be checking out the pages as he does, looking for, deals and coupons and all of that stuff. And he's going to share it with you guys in the comments if I don't get to it in time. So, you know, there you go. All right. So what do we have? Next item in the carousel, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to it. So we have a few cameras from Ozbot. Now, the camera that is on bargain deal right now is this little guy that you see right here, also from Ozbot. This is the Ozbot Tiny SE. Now, this is a 1080p camera. It is a PTZ camera. That means it can pan, tilt, and zoom. It also has tracking features. If you're using your smartphone app or the app on your Mac or PC, you'll be able to enable all of those features. So what's really cool about this little camera, guys, is that it comes with a built-in stand, which allows you to easily mount this onto a monitor. So even if you got somebody in your life that's not, you know, super tech savvy, you know, they'll still be able to set this up and, you know, get this thing going. And if they don't know what to do, y'all know what to do. Reach out, man. Reach out to your boy Rome. I got you. I will walk them right through it, how to get this little camera set up. Now, this has a 1/4-20 underneath, so this is going to make it easy for mounting this on like a tripod or a light stand or anything like that. So if you got like one of these little mini tripods or something, you could easily just mount this on here. Let me show you guys how easy that is. You know, I can just take this and screw it in like so. Now, different from the other cameras, this one does require to be, you know, connected to the device using a USB-C cable, where the other camera that we just looked at doesn't require that, because you can actually connect that camera to devices, you know, using NDI or SRT or RTMP or whatever the case is going to be. But, you know, you have one of these little stands, and you could set this up on a desk somewhere. Maybe you're going to be doing like a tutorial video and you want, you know, to have like almost the equivalent of having your own little camera person. So, you know, once you have this set up and you have the tracking capability set up on the camera, for those who don't know what tracking capability is, let me show you. So like the camera that I'm using right now is the Insta360 Link, which is this camera that's looking at me right now. If I put my hand up like this, that's going to put the camera into tracking mode. Now the camera's going to, and for those who don't know, that camera's name is Richard. Okay, I named that camera Richard. Okay, so Richard is now going to start tracking me. Okay, so watch what happens when I try to get away from Richard. Okay, so if I come over here, Richard comes over here with me. If I go over here, Richard comes over here with me. If I try to hide under the desk, Richard comes under the desk. So wherever I go, Richard follows me, okay? So the only way I can get rid of Richard, y'all, the only way I can get rid of Richard is to just give him this sign right here and let him know I want him to stop following me. Just stop it, Richard. You stop stalking me, Richard. And then he'll stop stalking me for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then he'll go right back to it again. But anyway, so as I was saying, this little camera has those same kind of capabilities and technology built into it. It also has, for those who didn't know, it has built-in microphones. Now, the bigger camera, believe it or not, this camera does not have built-in microphones, okay? And I think the logic behind that is that anyone who's using a camera like this for production is going to be using probably a higher end microphone, you know, and some type of audio interface or something like that. So there's really no need for this to have a microphone. But even with these cameras, I do like them to have microphones, because that way it can pick up scratch audio, and it makes it much easier, you know, if you're doing multiple camera angles, to be able to edit that in post, especially if you're recording to the camera as well as streaming, because you can record in 4K up to 60 frames a second directly into the camera onto the SD card. So, you know, that's a win. Now, this camera here, you cannot record into it physically, but you can record the signal that's coming from it, you know, on your Mac, your PC, or whatever. And there is a 4K version of this same camera. They look almost identical. Richard says we got 10K likes. All right, y'all doing the good work. Y'all doing the good work. All right, so you have a 10K version of this and a 4K version of this as well. So it just really depends on if you're trying to future-proof yourself. I always recommend, if you're in a position to go a little bit beyond, get the 4K version, because that's going to give you an advantage in the future as you start to create content. And yeah, it's a win. Look, Richard, I forgot. Look, Richard, I forgot to turn the remote off again. All right, so let me switch the remote off, because you know what'll happen. You know what'll happen. All right, so the remote is turned off for the other camera. Now, these cameras do have remotes as well. It's going to be something like one of these. Now, this one is not for this specific camera, but there are remotes for almost all of the Osbot cameras. So if you want to have a remote that has a lot of the same type of functionality, you can get a remote for these cameras. So, there you go. Another great Father's Day potential gift right there. Y'all know. All right. So what else do we have? I see Smokey is wandering around. Let me highlight another camera for you guys that I use literally every single day. Every day. And that's this camera right here. All right. Now this camera is from our friends over at DJI. This is the Osmo Pocket 3. Okay. Now this also is a PTZ camera. You can use it as a webcam. You can install an SD card. You can record, but where this one differs, this one actually has a built-in screen, which allows you to actually either see yourself or see what you're recording. And the bundle that we're talking about comes with this little microphone right here. This is the Mic 2. Now, this is a Bluetooth microphone that you can pair up with this camera. That's going to be great for adventures, news gathering, whatever the case it is you're out there doing in the world, and you'll be able to walk around with your microphone attached to yourself or give it to someone else that you're interviewing or something like that. This has tracking capabilities as well. You can live stream with this camera using either a smartphone app or connecting it directly to a Mac or PC, using it in the UVC mode, which is going to be your webcam mode. So really nice design. Now the bundle will come with other accessories, but the camera right out of the box, guys, this camera right here is the camera that I use every single day for any type of content that I create, any type of videos, shopping videos, any of that kind of jazz. This is the camera I'm using right here. And I got a ton of cameras here in the studio, as I told you guys many, many times before. As a photographer, I got access to some very high-end cameras. So if I'm telling you guys I'm using this camera, I'm using the Osbot cameras, you can be assured they are of such a high quality. I don't feel like I need to resort to a camera like this to get the quality video or still images that I'm trying to utilize for any of the content that I'm creating. So, this is a win. So definitely check this guy out. Right now, it is $977.72 for the bundle. Like I said, I use this camera every single day. It is one of my favorite devices. Now, I love taking it out with me. I love the tracking capabilities of it as well. But remember, this is not a GoPro, okay? So if you're looking for an action camera so you can get out and do some crazy stuff and, go rollerblading or skydiving or rhinoceros riding, Richard, or any of that other kind of crazy stuff, Richard, then maybe you want to look at something like, one of these traditional action cameras that are a little bit more rugged. But if you're trying to do something on the cinematic side of things, you know what I'm saying, then this could be a better option for you, because you have, your log format with this guy. So you have mlog on this one. So that is basically a higher quality video editing log or file format that allows you to really go in and, do your own color grading on your images. So trust me, that's a win. Now, a lot of these other cameras also have similar features, but it's like anything else, guys. It just depends on what it is that you are trying to capture, or whatever it is that individual that you are buying this wonderful camera for is trying to capture. All right, so I think my gimbal is charged up enough Now, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna show you guys a quick little rundown on how my desk is set up right now. Richard, don't start, okay? Because we have cleaned up the studio, okay? It's still not perfect, but it's better. It's at least 80% better, okay? Anyway, so let me switch over to this camera right here. So for those that don't know, yes, I actually use one of my iPhones as a secondary RB camera to show you guys things here in the studio. Okay, so we're gonna switch to this camera's view right here, just like that, boom. All right, so here's my desk. I want you guys to see all of the stuff it takes for me to go live. So here is my Stream Deck. Here is, oops, let me switch to mode on this gimbal. Here is my Rodecaster Pro 2. There is my MacBook. Here is my secondary monitor that I use. You know, of course, all the lights. Then I got a phone over here that I use to choose different things in the carousel. So this is kind of my setup for live streaming, okay? Now, of course, I have smaller devices that I can use for live streaming as well. You guys know we have things like the Talent over here, the Ozbot Talent. We have the YOLO boxes. So we have like the YOLO Box Mini back here, this guy here. We have the YOLO Box Pro. We have all of those different devices that I can use to go live, including an iPad or something like that, just depending on how I'm setting everything up. But I understand each one of those items, guys, you know, it has somewhat of a, you know, a decent price tag to them. And I get that. I get that 100%. Because trust me, I get those messages all the time. Rome, what can I find that's going to be within my budget so I can still do some of that cool stuff, so I can record, I can stream, I can have multiple cameras set up, Rome. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so a brand reached out to me just recently, and the brand is called RGB Link, okay? So RGB Link has been around for a long time. They create a lot of video switchers on different, you know, budget ranges. So you got some that start as little as $200 and some that go up to, you know, thousands of dollars, depending on whatever it is that you need, right? So one of the units that they wanted to send me, you know, I said I wanted something, you know, especially for Father's Day, to be marketed for Father's Day, that was going to be, you know, affordable to the average person to just get them started. So they are sending over the RGB Link Mini Pro. Okay, version 3. This is the newest version of it. There's been 3 versions of this switcher. So basically what this switcher is a lot like something like one of the YOLO boxes, but it does not have like an internal battery. You will have to power it off of USB, but it will allow you to connect up to 4 HDMI devices to that. That could be a gaming console, a couple of cameras. You also will have HDMI out, so you can connect that to a monitor. You can also do your multi-view out, and that could go to another monitor. UVC out, that can go to your computer, so that you'll be able to use it with OBS or live stream that way. You can also live stream directly from the device. So you have your audio in with it. It also has the line in, mic in, all of that. And for my friends out there that have PTZ cameras, okay? PTZ cameras are going to be controllable with this device. So whether you're using something like the Tail 2, the Tail Air, or other PTZ cameras that are on the market, a lot of them are going to be compatible with this device. So that means this device is going to be great for your churches, for your schools, for your different organizations, sporting events, all of that kind of cool jazz. And yes, I said it does have to be powered. So of course, you know, those Blue Yeti batteries back there, or one of these other batteries that I mentioned before. You guys know I talk about these batteries all the time. Here's another battery right here on my desk. You guys can see I'm using it to charge up this little drone, and that's this battery right here. I've talked about this thing multiple times. Here's another little small portable battery that all of these have AC power delivery, or you can go to something a little bit more powerful like the EcoFlows, or, you know, the Blue Yeti batteries, or whatever it is, you know. There is a solution out there for you guys, you know, to help you get started, to help them get started, and be able to create amazing content, guys. So think outside of the box. reach out to your boy Rome, reach out to your man Richard. And by the way, if you guys are not following Richard over on TikTok, you are truly, truly missing out, because Richard creates blooper videos, mostly of this guy right here, but I'm telling you, they are hilarious. Richard will have me missing sleep, y'all. I'll be like, Richard, just stop, Richard. I need to go to bed, Richard. I got stuff to do tomorrow. I got to get up and get stuff done. And then Richard will send me a link to a blooper, and I will literally be sitting there watching this blooper. It's me. It's me. And I know what I said when I said what I said, because I said what I meant when I said it, okay? But anywho, I'm sitting there watching these bloopers over and over and over again, like I'm watching somebody else's content, like it's something I've never seen before. And I'm like, that does look familiar. That I've seen that guy somewhere. I don't know where it was, but I've seen it. I've seen him somewhere. Yeah, I don't know if it's a TV show or a documentary, or one of them psycho shows where they have to track these people down. I don't know. That bald head, it just woo, just out of there like that. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's me. I'm like, that's me, Richard. How you gonna come at your boy like this, Richard? I thought we were family, Richard. I thought you had some love for me, Richard. But anyway, let's move on. Anyway, easy money, Richard says. What? Money? What money? Wait a minute. You getting paid? What? Wait a minute. I do this stuff for free and you getting paid. Man, we need to talk, bro. Okay? We need to, man, don't make me come to your house, because I'll be on your fence like you be on my fence. Okay? Don't make me come to your house, Richard. 30K likes? 30K likes? Yeah! All right, anyway, guys, the RGB Link Mini Pro, I think it's going to be an excellent Father's Day gift. So check it out. If you got some questions about it, drop them down in the comments. Stay off my lawn. Yes, Richard, and by the way, exactly, Joanna, stay off my lawn and stay off my fence, Richard. Oh, some people. Anyway, on to the next thing. So regardless of which camera you decide to go with or which video switcher you go with, one of the most important things is to have good audio. Okay, audio is number one, my babies. Okay, you can have subpar video. You can have weird video where the person's halfway off the screen and you can barely see the person. It doesn't matter. Most likely, if the audio is still good, you're still gonna keep watching the content, okay? Because some people just get mesmerized. Don't start me. But some people get mesmerized, by the video, okay? Now, I, come from the old school, the old, radio days back in the day when we used to listen to the radio on the weekends and, record onto our 8-track tape players, all the hot songs and all that kind of stuff. And DJs back then were superstars, right? I mean, man, they laid it down. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm saying. And man, when they came in, they had that DJ voice, that podcast voice. They just
drop it. All right, we're gonna be playing this next song from Michael Jackson. Yes, the Jackson 5. And I think one of their little sisters, something like that. All right, here we go. Let's play it.
Michael Jackson!
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So audio is number one, okay? So now write this down. Audio is number one. Lighting is number two. Okay. Then worry about your camera. It could be a phone. It could be a potato. It doesn't matter. Long as you got somewhat of a decent camera and you got good lighting. Okay. And you got your makeup done. Okay. You got your makeup done. You're going to be, you're going to be ready, okay? Now, we can't all be like Christine or, Christina Nietzsche or somebody like that, so we just got to work with what we got. So I'm telling y'all, lighting is important too, guys. I'm telling you, get you some glamour lights. Get you some good lights so it can blow some of that. I can't use those words, but y'all know what I'm about to say. So to make y'all look fresh. That's right.
Fresh, babies. Fresh like a baby. Just like that. That's what I'm saying.
But anyway, audio. Audio's number one. So what do we have for audio right here? This is a kit from our friends over at Anchor. These are the M650 wireless microphones. Now check this, check it out. These microphones right here, guys, you get two omnidirectional microphones. You get the receiver. These have phone adapters that can you can switch out. So you have a USB-C adapter. You have a Lightning adapter. If you have an older iPhone, you can swap those out. You can also plug in your standard 3.5 cable. So if you're going to connect this to a camera, or there's an additional type of cable if you have one of those, I mean, one of them really old phones that still have like a headphone jack. Like Richard's phone. Yeah, Richard's phone has a little windmill thing on it that it uses to charge. I think that he just upgraded from the one that had the little hamsters, because he had the little hamster wheel that they used to run on, so that he could charge his phone. But, I ain't trying to call my brother out. You know what I'm saying? Richard got to you do what you do, boo-boo. But anyway, back to what I was saying. These have internal recording, so you can record directly to the microphones. These also have detachable clips on here. Now, these are rare earth magnets. They are super, super strong, so you can easily, attach these to yourself and what have you. Yes, I'm watching the comments. But anyway, these have built-in microphones, guys. You can also plug in a lavalier. You have a 3.5 on the microphone itself. So if you don't want this microphone on your shirt, on your chest, or whatever, you can add a lavalier mic. But usually what I do with them, I just take this little thing here and I just pop it on just like that, and it'll be just like around my neck like this. And then I just record whatever I'm gonna record, because you got still really good audio. So the key to audio, for those who don't know, when you're talking on a microphone, especially a microphone like this, and you want the full range of a person's voice, okay, you want to be within this distance of the microphone, okay, right about here. So if you notice, when I'm this close to the microphone, my voice is completely different, or it has more tonality, more depth, than when I'm way over here, or when I'm running around trying to fix stuff, and I'm moving all over the place, okay? So speaking of fixing stuff, let me fix this camera. There we go. So it's important to not only have high quality audio gear, but to also know how to use said gear, okay? So when you're putting on a lavalier mic or whatever the case it is, you want to keep that in mind as well. So you want that somewhere about right here where my pinky finger would land on my shirt. I have it up a little bit high so you guys can see it in the video, but normally this will be positioned right about here. And a lot of times when it's that far down and you're recording yourself like a talking head video, people don't even really see it, okay? So I've changed up a few things here in the studio just so I could, kind of upgrade the experience when I'm doing shoppable videos. So one of the things I did is start using these backdrops back here as my background when I'm shooting, the talking head segments of my videos. So a lot of times the smaller microphone, like the one I showed you guys just a few minutes ago, the DJI microphone, because it is so tiny, and if it didn't have DJI written on it in white, or if I put a piece of tape on it, a little piece of gaffer's tape on it, most people probably wouldn't even notice the microphone I was even wearing it. You know what I'm saying? So, Yeah! Hey, Terry. Terry's in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to the stream. Now, check this out. If you want to take your audio game to the next level, then there are audio interfaces. You already saw what the Rodecaster Pro looks like. It is a big desktop unit. This microphone right here is connected to it. So let me switch over real quick. So you got, what is going on with this camera? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, so you guys can see this microphone right here. This is the Rode Procaster. This is an XLR microphone, and it is connected right here to our Rodecaster Pro 2. But look at how big the Rodecaster Pro 2 is in comparison to this little device right here. This is going to be much better travel-wise. Now, of course, the Rodecaster is going to have far more features. You can connect far more microphones with this. I can connect up to 4 microphones to this, 4 sets of headphones. But with this, if you're just recording one person or maybe, 2 people using the same microphone, this has an XLR input right here. It has a 3.5 input here. It has phantom power. This is battery powered. You have UVC on the front. You have your OTG on the front. You can just easily turn this on. It has an internal battery. You can plug headphones into this guy, other devices, including phones, and it means that you'll be able to, bring in live guests over the phone. I want to be able to do that in some of my streams. So if anybody wants to be on my stream, whether it be video or audio, I would be more than interested in talking to you guys about, coming onto one of my streams because, I like to share. What I do, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. To hang out with you guys and talk about tech and all that kind of cool stuff. So, yes, Richard, the invitation is open to you as well. So, if you want to come on my stream, bro, and hang out with me and talk about tech and maybe do a cooking stream, something like that. I don't know, whatever you want to do. I'm open. I'm open-minded. Richard says there is a coupon for the Nearstream audio interface. You get $7.90 off, according to what Richard is saying. Wait. Let me go back. Did I miss something? Yes. So it's $71.10 down. You get this $7.90 off of that unit. Now, I was talking about the backdrop also that I have here in the studio. Now, I've had these black backdrops here for years, okay? Because Robe sent these out to me probably in year 1 of me starting to stream here on Amazon. So I've been using these backdrops. I have the green screen version. I have the black version, all of that kind of jazz. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me fix this camera real quick. So you guys can see here, there's one backdrop back there. Now that one right there, believe it or not, I bought that one off of Christina Nietzsche's, one of her live streams. This bigger one right here was sent to me by Robe. And then this additional one that you see back here, this black one also was sent to me by Robe. And all of these recline, they go down into like a little silo. So you can raise these up or bring these down. You guys can see how wide this thing is. I mean, easily you could, have 3 or 4 people sitting in front of one of these backdrops. So that comes in really handy. Now, the way I'm currently using these, let me see if I can get this camera to act right. This camera's kind of like herding cats sometimes. So let me see if I can get this camera to act right. Whoops, wrong way. Go the other way, camera. Okay, that's close enough. Shoot. That's close enough. Okay, so let's switch over to this camera view so you guys can kind of get an idea. So if I'm sitting here and I'm talking about a product or something, and I'm like, okay, guys, this is this amazing camera that I got from outer space. This spaceship came down and the alien came off and he said, "You are the chosen one, and I give to you the power." And they gave me this camera, and they told me to start creating content with this camera so that I could, inform other humans about the galactic space species that are out there that are, see, y'all see how easily I get distracted? You see this, right? You see? That's what I'm telling you. The stories just start coming out, and most of the time it's just craziness, okay? But everybody's got a dad, uncle, brother, or something that has that same spark, That's why I'm telling you guys, for this Father's Day, get them something cool, guys, so that they will start creating content, recording content, sharing content. Y'all know what I'm saying. You know exactly what I mean. So make it happen, my babies. Make it happen for Father's Day. You did it for Mother's Day, and I salute you for that. But now I want to see y'all put in that work for Father's Day. Now, this backdrop back here is currently $219.99. If you guys are interested in having one of those, what does Terry say? By the power of Grayskull. Terry, don't be telling people what I be watching all day when I be telling people I be trying to learn something every day on YouTube or whatever. Okay, everybody don't need to know that I'm watching Agents of Smash or watching He-Man or watching Speed Racer or watching, you know, the old Avenger cartoon. Terry, everybody don't need to know my business, Terry, okay? So I'm telling you, Terry.
Don't be coming in here dropping it like that, all right? Okay? Okay? I'm just saying. All right?
You know I be trying to learn something new, Terry, every single day, okay? Okay? All right, let's keep going. What do we got next? All right, so we did get a cool new flash in just recently, and I did a video on that earlier today, and that is this little Godox flash that you guys see here. Now, if you're a photographer, you guys already know the importance of lighting. Now, this is a very, very budget flash. It's nowhere near as advanced as some of my other flashes back there, and I'll give you guys an idea what I'm talking about. But for the price, guys, I'm telling you, this is a great flash. What I like about it is that it does use regular AA batteries. You can also plug this into a power source. They have like their own portable batteries that you can use for these flashes. Now, I have a couple of, let me get it. I have a couple of Godox flashes that I use professionally, okay? And this is one of my professional flashes. You guys can see it has a different shaped head. It has this round head, you know, which is great for using with, you know, soft boxes or reflectors or diffusers or whatever. This one has the traditional, you know, the traditional funnel shaped head, which is the rectangular head. But if you're putting this inside of a modifier or a soft box or whatever the case it is, it'll still work. Now, I did test earlier today if I could use this flash here as the master and this one as a slave. This one does have an S1 and a S2 mode, so you can trigger it with another flash. But this flash also comes with its own trigger, okay? So the trigger unit that comes with it is this little guy that you see right here, okay? Now, that's a universal flash, where this flash right here is dedicated to whatever brand of camera you have. So mine is for Sony. If I was shooting Nikon, then it would have an N right here after the V1. It would be V1N. Mine is V1S because it is for Sony. But this is the remote that I would use to trigger this flash and other Godox strobes that I use in the studio and kind of pair them all up. I can control multiple lights with this little remote. But this remote here is just going to be great for just triggering the flash, especially for people who are just starting out, who are setting everything manually. And I do recommend that when you're first starting out, get yourself a light meter and really learn how to dial your lighting in. And if you're interested in that, and you'd like me to do a video or some tutorials on, you know, studio lighting, portrait lighting, product lighting, any of that kind of stuff, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do a video, you know, from beginner to advanced, or whatever the case it would be, how to set up the lightings, how to set up your scenes, all of that kind of stuff. You guys have seen me do a lot of that for my shoppable videos and still trying to make it look, you know, kind of like, you know, the dad or the cool guy next door that knows tech without going too far. But yeah, you can take all of this stuff as far as you want to, guys. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. Now we have some other lights back here we're going to take a quick look at as we're wrapping everything up. So one of the other lights that I use, what did I do with the phone? Ooh, righty then. One of the other lights that I use is this light that you guys see back here on the back desk. That tall light back there with the little honeycomb grid on it. Now that guy right there, Richard says we got 50K likes, babies. Yeah! All right, guys, that is the A2 Pro. That is an RGB light back there. That's the tall one. And I use that a lot of times as a background light. So let's go ahead and turn this on so you guys can kind of see how this works with this black background. So let me scoot over here and let me take my headphones off because that'll be easier for me to move. And let's turn this light on. Come on, light. Am I pressing the right button? Is the battery dead? Probably. Okay, so let me just power this on. All right, and let's power this on because it's connected to this battery. So let me grab this light. Yep, the battery is dead. I can see it. All right, so let me power this guy on. All right, there we go. You guys can see now we have that blue light now on the backdrop, and that's coming from this light right here. Now, like I said, this is an RGB light, so you can adjust the light color to whatever you want it to be. You also have some different effect modes, you know, like lightning, fireworks, all of that kind of jazz. The light itself is $88.99. It's going to be easy to mount. It has a 1/4-20 at the top and the bottom of the light. So that works out excellent, guys, for a studio backlight. Thor is in the house. Thor time, babies. Yeah! Welcome, Thor. Welcome to the stream. All right, so let's get to our next item in the carousel. And it's going to be kind of building on this backdrop here. So let me position this camera the way I would use it if I was shooting a video. All right, so let's say this thing right here on my desk, this thing right here on my desk, this is just gonna be our little platform for setting a product up on, okay? So let me grab something to set on it. Let's just put this camera here like that. All right, so that's gonna be our product that we want to do a video on. All right, so let's line that up a little bit better. All right, so we got that background light back there. We have that blue background light working. So the next item we're gonna grab is going to be our fog machine. So let me show you guys that real quick. So that would be this little fog machine, this handheld fog machine. It has two heads, they're magnetic. They just pop on like so. They come with some accessories. One is this little spout you see here. Now this orientation of it is going to be great for doing things like dry ice. You got a little button on here that you can press to turn this guy 60 degrees to get it closer to whatever it is you're trying to add smoke to. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to add a little bit of smoke into the scene, okay? So you got your little LCD right here, LCD right here, let you know, so you can adjust your power and adjust your fan settings on this guy. All right, so let me make sure I got that highlighted, and let's switch back over to our phone view. Okay, so there's our camera set up here. Position it so it doesn't fall off this table, because that would be a sad day for Rome. All right, so now we got this guy set up. So I'm just gonna grab a little fog and put a little fog here on the camera just to kind of dress it up, make it look all fancy, and boom, just like that, guys. We got a little bit of fog, you know, that we can use in the video just to kind of dress up the product, whatever the product might be. You know, you want some dry ice effects or lighting effects or any of that kind of stuff. So this little fog machine is going to be excellent. Now we have one more device that I think is going to really bring it all together, and that's going to be this little light that you guys see right here. Now it does not come with this little stand. I just have it on this so that I can adjust the height of it, and also I have a ball head mount on here so I can angle it wherever I want. But this is a 10-watt light that comes with a bunch of gobos, which are basically these little plastic little pattern things that you can put right here in the front of the light. And then what it does is it projects that light onto a surface, which I'm going to show you guys right here. So to turn this guy on, you're just going to press and hold like so. You'll see that it lights up, and then you just turn it really quick like that, which turns it on. So you guys can see the light is on right now. and we're going to point this at the wall back here so you guys can see what that looks like. You can probably start to see it right now. So as I move this a little bit closer, you guys starting to see how this is building out. Let me tilt this down a little bit. There we go. All right. So you can also zoom in and zoom out with this by just, focusing it like a flashlight. So I can make it tighter or I can make it wider. I can also rotate this, to whatever angle I want to rotate it to, or I can switch out the gobos altogether to give it a completely different look, right? So now if we add a little bit more fog into the mix, we start dropping a little bit more fog in. We got those lights back there. So we got this really super cool, dramatic effect that we can do for our videos, provided you're not doing what I just did right there and bump the camera. But you guys get the idea. So all of these things work really well together. These are going to be also some great ideas for Father's Day. So again, if you guys are looking for some cool things for dad or big brother or, super uncle, all of this stuff is going to be great for that. Let me pull all the way back so you guys can kind of see how the full scene is set up. So we have this one little projector light. We have that background light back there, which we can change the color of. We have our fog all over the desk now. We just used this little fog maker. So all of those little things combined, guys, is what we use to, generate this little scene. So that's going to be perfect when you're talking about a product. You want to be able to take it to the next level. In my mind, that's going to be a win. All right. So we got one or two more items. Let's go ahead and talk about those real quick. So let me switch back over and set this camera down. But before I do that, let me turn all of these lights off, because if I don't, y'all already know, I will forget. Okay, that one's off. Let's turn that one off. And the fog will dissipate on its own over time. All right. Richard says that the handheld LED light is $47.69 because you have a coupon available for it that gives you a $5.30 off on that little light, which is this light right here. Okay, so I would say if you guys have the budget, get yourself 2 or 3 of these, because these are, standard lights. And then they also have colors. I don't know if I showed you guys that. So you can actually change the color. So right now, when it first comes on, it's going to be red, but I can tap one time. I can turn it amber. I can turn it blue. And then you also have like a warm light. So if you were using this more like a facial light, you can also adjust the intensity of the light. You can bring that way down, or you could bring it way up. And when it flashes like that, it's letting you know that it's at the top or the lowest point of the power range of the light, okay? And this is all metal, guys. This is not plastic. This is a metal light. So that comes in really handy. USB-C for charging this guy. Yeah, this is a win. This is a win. So definitely take a look at that light. All right. So we got a couple more things left in the carousel before we end the night. Next item I think also would be a great Father's Day gift is what is in this box. What is in this box? What's in the box? I'm going to show you what's in the box. Let's go down to the desk and take a look at what's in the box. The box. The box.
The box. Yes, what's in the box?
Don't worry, I'ma show you. Calm down, babies, calm down.
All right, so in the box, in my hot little hands, is this guy right here. Ooh-wee. Check it. Check it out. This is an all-metal Bluetooth speaker. I want you guys to hear what this sounds like when I turn it on. I'm going to switch back to the other camera so you guys can see when I turn it on. Okay, so I'm going to turn this guy on. I want you guys to hear the cool little SOS thing that it does. So I'm just going to press the little button to turn it on. Okay, let's go. Boop. So it's got like that traditional military sound to it. USB-C to charge this guy. You have this waterproof little doors on here. Just snap it closed like that. Little light right here. Lanyard holder. This little guy gives really good bass, treble. So you get a good bass, a mid-tone, and a treble out of this little speaker. It is mind-boggling how good this little speaker sounds, guys. It blows your mind when you hear the quality of the audio that comes out of something so tiny, okay? So in this case, just like Richard would tell everybody, size does not matter, okay? Richard would say size does not matter. So yes, it is all about how you use it. And this right here is gonna put that bass
in their face.
But in a compact kind of way.
That's right. It's tiny, but it's mighty at the same time, okay? So this is going to make a beautiful, wonderful Father's Day gift, babies. This is $74.99. $74.99 from our friends over at Muzzin. And yes, Muzzin did send this out to me, but this is probably one of my favorite little speakers, and I keep it secure in this little travel box because I don't want nothing to happen to this baby because it's so special. It's just special the way it is. And I like this box. I like this box a lot. Okay, I'm just saying. I thought you were the one that told me that. Told you what? I'm still learning. What you learning, bro? What you trying to put out there in the universe, Richard? What are you learning? Inquiring minds would like to know. But before we get to all that, let us know, Richard, what do you think about the Muzzin Bluetooth portable speaker? Is that something you would rock? Would you rock that speaker, Richard? Or do you need, one of them big Soundcore bass booming, shake your head, rattle your brain type of speakers? I'm just wondering, I'm just trying to see where you're coming from, bro. Let me know what you think about it. That would be a great Father's Day gift. I totally concur. All right, let's go. We got one more possible Father's Day gift. And luckily I did just charge it up. Don't judge me. But yes, I just charged this guy up right here. And this is the Hover Air X1 flying camera. We're going to just, affectionately call it a drone. That is this guy right here. It has a 2-axis gimbal. It's got this nice cage that goes all the way around it. You have 2 button controls. You have your power button, and which is also your action button. And you have a mode button that you can press here that allows you to switch between the different modes. So you have a number of modes here. So let's go ahead and power this guy on so I can show you what I'm talking about. Now you do have sensors underneath here, but these are just for landing. It does not have any type of obstacle avoidance in this little drone. But, it has these really nice little cages around the propellers. You don't have to worry if it bumps into something. It's not going to do any damage. But to switch the different modes, you can just press the button like so.
Zoom out. Follow. Orbit. Bird eye. Custom. Hover.
So you got the different modes, and if you press and hold those, you can change the amount of time for each one of those. So like right now we're on hover, but if I press and hold it,
60 seconds.
I can go from 30 seconds to 60 seconds.
5 minutes. Hover.
So it'll hover for 5 minutes.
Continue. Hover.
Continue hover means it'll just keep hovering until it runs out of battery.
30 seconds. Hover.
All right, so I brought it all the way back to the 30-second hover, and that's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and put this guy in the air. All right, so to launch this, once it's in the proper mode that you want it to be in, all you have to do is press the larger button one more time, just like so. Now the camera does need to be looking at you because it's using you as a reference point.
30 seconds. Hover.
Boom, just like that. Just like that. And you guys see it's tracking me. So when I'm ready for it to land, I just put my hand out like this. And then it just lands right in my palm, okay? And they just did a recent update for this camera, this flying camera. Now you can actually use it with their more advanced controller. So you can control this like one of my professional drones, like my Air 3S, or one of my other DJI drones. You'll be able to control it similarly to one of those drones. So again, if you guys are looking for, you know, a portable drone, you know, for, you know, the summertime, you know, for taking it out around the beach. Now, you're not supposed to fly this directly over water, so I would be careful with that. But, you know, this is going to be an excellent little drone to take on trips with you for doing you know, your TikTok videos, your Instagram videos, your YouTube videos, all that kind of cool jazz. It has tracking modes, follow modes. It has dolly follow. It has orbit, so it can orbit all the way around you. Really, really cool little device. Richard says we have 60K likes. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. I want to thank everybody on all of the different social media platforms. If you're over on Facebook, Instagram, not Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, wherever it is you may be. I see Richard is blowing it up over there on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. I'm just trying to make sure it's catching up. There we go. All right, so YouTube is looking good over there. I'm just waiting for it to catch up. There we go. All right. So we also are live over on TikTok as well. Let me click here and check in on our live stream on TikTok and see what everybody's saying so I can see what they see over on TikTok. So let me see what we got going on. Let me see if I can get TikTok to show up on our chat. Let me type it. Boom. There we go. Okay, I just typed hello. Let's see if TikTok shows up. Hold on, Richard. Let me check. I think I have to have TikTok open for it to show up. So let me see. Type something over there on TikTok, Richard. Let's see if we can get TikTok to show up on our chat bubble. I don't know if it's going to show up or not. I missed PC Phil. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I'll send him a message a little bit later, thanking him, because PC Phil has been supportive, very supportive of the stream. All right, so let me go ahead and power this guy off. All right, we're good there. This is all charged up now, so I have 4 bars on here, and I couldn't find the battery earlier, and I was looking for the battery charger, and then I was sitting on the couch, and I remembered that I put it inside of my Blue Yeti backpack because I carried this little drone with me sometimes, even when I go out with my more professional drone. If I just want to capture myself doing something, or get like, you know, when I'm flying the big drone and get like an orbit shot around me, I could use this little small drone, you know, to achieve that, you know, just for some B-roll or something like that. But anyway, these are the, again, these are the little gobos that I mentioned before for that light. So you got to have all of these different, you know, type of lighting effects, you know, different shapes that you can use for that light, you know, which is super cool. So yeah. So again, guys, if you are content creators, if you are looking for a really cool Father's Day gift, I think these, you know, any of the things that we've talked about tonight are going to be ideal for that. So definitely check those things out, guys. If you still have questions about it, you have time. So feel free to, you know, ask me any questions, whether it be now or in the future. That's what I'm here for, to be able to answer those questions for you guys and demo these products in real time, show you exactly how they work, and, you know, hopefully, you know, help you down that path to finding the right product for yourself or for someone else. All right, what do we got? One item left. Last item in the carousel, guys, is going to be these drawstring backpacks. Let me go ahead and highlight these guys as well. So these drawstring backpacks, you can get these right here on Amazon. You guys know I include these in the stream every single night. Now, these are currently $9.99. They have come down $2, okay? $2 for 10 of these. Now, these are going to be great for reusable shopping bags, storage bags, day trip bags, all of that kind of cool jazz. But you know, my peeps out there, you know how we rock, you know how we roll. We are all about giving back to our community, showing our love, spreading joy in the hearts of those that may think the world has given up on them. We want to do good in the world, and I encourage you guys to do that as much as you possibly can. So these are great backpacks to fill with items to help the homeless community, to help the women's shelters, even if you want to put some items together for your local pet rescue. I know Terry adopted a new puppy not too long ago, so that's probably something Terry might be interested in, you know, putting together items and donated them to a local pet shelter or a rescue shelter or something like that. Hey, that's good karma, Terry. That's good karma. Trust me, do it. What you put out in the universe will come back to you. It'll come back to you sometimes multiplied, okay? Put good energy into the universe and good things will come to you. Put negative energy into the universe and you will probably stub your toe going into the bathroom. So you don't want that to happen, okay? Put good positive energy into the universe. So these drawstring backpacks are going to help you guys make it happen. Make it happen, my baby. It's going to make it happen. All right, so hopefully this live stream has been really good for everyone. We've talked about a bunch of tech. You know, we started off talking about the M1 Ultra laser over here. You know, of course, you know, we looked at a lot of things that I currently have over on my desk. We've gone over quite a few items that all of them I think would be great Father's Day gifts. So if you're still on the fence and you're still thinking about finding something for dad or uncle or grandpa or whatever the case it is, I got you. I got you. You know, so I will keep trying to come up with ideas, including the latest one, which is from my friends over at RGB Link. I think that's going to be an excellent device for someone to just have something to set up, you know, where they can set it up and just click it on and off whenever they're ready to go live. They got their microphone connected to it. They got the cameras, making sure everything is just turned on, turn everything on and just, start. I'm not sure how you would do a startup screen on that, but I'll have to do some research on that to see how they would do that. Let's see what's going on over here on YouTube. Always great job, Rome. Thank you very much, Hope. All right, so Richard says we got 70K likes, my babies. Ooh, wee. All right, y'all, it's time for me to do that thing, do that thing. What? Do that thing, do that thing. What? All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate, take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something amazing in the world each and every single day. Do good in the world, be a good human, and pay it forward, my babies. All right, y'all, I will be back here on, what is it, Tuesday right now? I'll be back here on Thursday night. I might go live tomorrow afternoon. I haven't decided yet. It depends on how fast the other little gadgets come in, because I'll probably do a live, especially when the RGB Link thing comes in. It's a good chance I'm going to do a live exclusively on that product so I can show you guys how easy it is to set up and go live on, in this case, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Amazon here, as well as possibly on TikTok with the same device. Now, I may have to do some different little setups in order to make it work, or maybe I'll just test it here on Amazon and we see how that works. I will be live this month, also on Govi's channel, I think the 22nd and the 23rd. On the 23rd, if I decide to accept it, it'll be 10 a.m. And on the 22nd, it will be 10 p.m. My time. So whatever that is, your time on whatever planet you happen to reside on, So, just follow, because, I'll be posting and I will share that also on our other social media platforms as well. All right, y'all. Anyway, time for me to do that thing, because Smokey is losing his mind and he's ready to eat. So it's time for me to go feed the baby. Feed the baby. Terry know what I'm talking about. All right, my babies, don't forget to follow my man Richard over on TikTok and make sure you're commenting on those bloopers. And if you're not already following me on TikTok, man, it don't cost you nothing. Hit that button, hit that follow, just like right here on Amazon. hit subscribe, ring that bell so you'll be notified the next time that I go live on any of these other platforms. And if you're not, also follow me on Facebook. Send me an invite. I will add you on Facebook and also add you to our Facebook group. Y'all know what I'm saying. All right, my baby, it's time for me to say them magic words. Say them magic words. Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, 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 shakalaka, boom, babies. I am out of here. Richard, I'm looking for a black purse. Richard knows what I'm talking about. Richard, share that video, the black purse video. Share that video, bro. That is hilarious. What? You know what I'm talking about. I sent you the video earlier. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't know, Richard, okay? Because everybody else be like, well, if Richard don't know, then how we are supposed to know? Because he talks to the Richard. Yes, I do. All right, y'all, I got to go make dinner. I ain't got time to play with y'all no more. I got to go. Peace. Love y'all. I'm out.